What's up, everybody? It's a Grand Like Is that where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. No chapter this week, so we got a quick video. What's gonna happen in the next chapter? Left us on a
Hmm.
cliffhanger, like always. Seems like the Egghead
Yep.
arc and the Elbaf arc are full of cliffhangers. This
Yep.
one has Scopper and Robin about to attack Summers and possibly
Yes.
Gunko too. Maybe Gunko will be in the fight, but maybe it's just gonna be a 2-on-1. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about powers, possible attacks, where it's going to actually go into the story. Uh, all that kind of stuff. So that's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece a lot. You guys let us know what you guys are excited to see from this fight coming up. How you guys feel about Robin and her potential powers and this double iris that she has. All those questions and more. We're going to talk about them. As always, Kev, here, kind of let us know what's going on.
Yeah. We'll start off with the Straw Hat, Robin. Uh, Last time we saw her really step up, she kind of took Egghead out. We were actually looking for her quite a bit when Egghead was actually happening. Like, oh, did Robin get captured or something? So she kind of took Egghead off. But the last time we saw her was her versus Black Maria, and she used Demonio Fleur. And a lot of people, and this is, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section. A lot of people thought this was a Devil Fruit Awakening. And this is kind of what we should maybe anticipate going forward. But with this double iris, I'm really thinking we're about to get an awakening. Um,
I think we did see that Demonio form before we saw Luffy's Gear Fifth.
I think so. I agree.
That is very interesting. Yeah, because it's like, okay, what is this that she's doing? Interesting.
But this is, I mean, Demonio Floor is something that would be a great form to use here, especially with all these nightmares around. Having size on the battlefield would definitely be something beneficial for them right now. It would also, help maybe take it a long way for the Giants to actually start maybe respecting the Straw Hats in a way. Like they've kind of treated them as guests instead of like companions. Maybe I'm tripping about the maybe they're just looking at them battle like man to man. We're better fighters than you, so go ahead and sit this one out. We'll defend you.
Or it could be like an
Um,
honor thing where it's like, no, not a guest ain't gonna fight my battle. But
that's fair. That's
th-
fair. That's fair.
let's talk about possible utilizations for Robin. So other than just straight up fighting, we could talk about straight up fighting. You guys write down in the
Sure.
comments below how you think Robin could be used in this situation. If we're just going utility ways, uh, she could use her floor. I forget which floor it is. Whatever, but where she sprouts the hands and just grabs all the kids' ankles. Now that would damage her because they have thorns,
Mm,
but she could stop the kids' momentum by grabbing all their feet. You know what I mean? So these
that
kids
it.
are walking to their doom. So that would help them. Like I get Gunko's whole thing is momentum, but if they can't move, then you know what I mean.
So that is a big drawback to Robin, though, as well. She feels every single thing that her hands feel. So if her hand, just like Saul, how he had to create he had to use those two shields to try to stop them. Robin's not going to be able to hold them either. So unless maybe hockey, are we thinking possible hockey upgrade here? That could be possible. Again, we're coming off a very emotional chapter for Robin, so this could be a next step for her. So I want to be thinking of like maybe something we haven't seen is like like the armament hockey hands. Seeing Floor, like you were saying, with the hockey hands, that might be able to stop them.
The yeah, I'm wondering if she'll have hockey because you know what I mean. I think that her. I'm wondering if all the straw hats need to be useful in some way, and I'm trying to separate the
Yeah.
ability to use hockey from that usefulness. But I really do
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
she's gonna need hockey in this situation. But I wonder if it's gonna be something that's similar to Nami, where it's like she has a very fucked up childhood. So it's like
Yes.
she could be like, no, I'm going to sacrifice myself for these kids. But I want to also believe that Robin is not going to be as concerned with the kids as she is with like the library in the school.
Agreed. A- for me, though, hockey is something everyone can learn. So it's like if we're all trying to really get up to our tip top shit shape, it's like
If every, if
you
every,
want to get in the gym a little bit. It's like, all right, like, okay, the same mentality for getting armament hockey should be the same as even learning fishman karate, which is the next step that we'll go into, is because during the 2 year time skip, Robin is over here learning fishman karate. That's before Jinbei ever joins the crew. Like this is with Koala, who Koala learned it from Jinbei and the crew. So that's a nice little round. But any thoughts? You think we're about to see like a over the shoulder throw from Robin?
I'm very interested because we got to go into I guess Scopper's attacks a little bit, and then we'll talk about combo attacks.
Sure.
But I just over under how you guys feel. How you guys feel at home? Are we going to see a Demonio form in this fight?
Mm,
Are we going straight to Demonio? Is she going to try to like do something wily and then go Demonio when she's like, hey, I got to fight. You know what I mean?
yep.
Um,
Yep.
or is she just gonna make clones of herself? Let's not forget she can just make straight up clones of herself. So
Yeah.
it's like that's
That's
gonna
true
make
too.
Gunko's job very hard if it's just like attacking with arrows.
I love that idea because I mean we had the recent Kizaru episode, and that was a bunch of clones. So that, I mean it'd be great. It'd be great. I think you're right on track there.
All right, let's talk about Scopper a
So
little bit.
there you go. All right, go ahead, take it.
Oh, as far as Scopper goes, we know he has the double axes. He has air slashes that can take out giant trees, like
Yeah,
giant trees. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Elbaf trees.
Elbaf trees. Uh, he took out all these like nightmares, and it didn't really seem to tire him out or be difficult at all. And he's Russian, and his main priority is to save Colin.
Yeah,
So that's his main priority. He also obviously wants to save everybody else, protect the homeland, not his homeland, protect the library, protect the school and
sure.
stuff like that. He lived there now.
Yeah, yeah.
But the main
Agreed.
priority is his kid. So I guess we're gonna see a controlled savagery, like Wolverine.
Maybe. I mean, control. Look,
I get real old man Logan vibes.
real. I mean, so I want to go into that old man part because he is the literal. You got to remember, he is Roger's left hand man. He was at God Valley. He survived things like the Ed War, God Valley. He probably has every hockey style there is. I can't see him not having Conquerors hockey, Future Sight. Like these are all things I feel like are pretty basic for those top three. So he's gonna be there, I think, to at least maybe make up for whatever Robin lacks. And so we were talking in the pre-show. I just really hope that Robin doesn't can actually catch up to what Scopper brings because, like you said, he's known as the Mountain Eater. Like this is crazy. He destroyed an entire mountain with just probably axes. He doesn't have a devil fruit.
That's very true. I do think I think Robin is smart enough to keep up. She's definitely not going to do as much outright damage,
Sure.
and I don't think she's going to be able to do like a. They're not going to be fighting two at one at the same time, like on some Naruto
Sasuke
Sasuke's.
Naruto shot. Yeah.
There you go, you got it. But I something that's the thing about their two powers. Like he's just a dude with two axes, and she can sprout like different limbs and stuff. So it's like, are you gonna be using your air slashes to put out fires if they're like burning down the libraries and stuff? Are you gonna be able to? Is this where we see that Scopper can see the thorns? And like on some Hunter x Hunter, like you got hockey eyes. You know what I'm saying? Robin's got the
Yeah.
weird eyes. Maybe, bro, who's What's
I mean, we
Scopper's
don't
eyes
know
look
what's
like?
under.
I know,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying. We don't know.
Yo,
Everyone
that's
always be having their eyes covered. Dofi always has me asking the same question, bro. Like, what's under those eyes, dog? What you got?
bro. We need to do one of those like lists of all the characters that have only worn glasses and be like, all right, which one of these, or only
Double
worn,
iris or not?
or only worn hats or some shit like that. Like, all right, like,
Three-eyed tribe or not?
yeah, three eyed tribe or not, double iris or not, you got horns or nah. Like,
No, but you're right. I mean, but it has become more prevalent here as of recent. I mean, pre-time skip, we only had, I think it was Mihawk who had a double iris. Now we've seen Big Mom. We've seen, I think Kaido had it. I want
a lot of
Emu
upper
has it.
echelon people that are like, okay,
Yes.
they could fight Mihawk, have it. You know what I mean? Before it's like, oh,
So
that's just weird vampire because he's based off vampire. But then it's like, oh shit, there's there's something to this, and I bet you it's gonna be obvious.
yes, and I do agree. I also get a feeling here that Rayleigh hasn't had action as far as fighting in quite some time, and the way in this last chapter, kind of like, yeah, he's going definitely to protect his son, but he's more excited about the fight than he is like saving his son. He's like, yes, every time he was like cheering on, like, look, Ripley, our son is a pirate. He's it's like, oh god, he's just having fun.
So this is why I think Scopper and Robin are actually going to be fighting Gunko because, like,
Mm,
they're with the other Straw Hats, and that leaves
okay.
Summers, who seems to have a more grand like AOE type of move where he can grow those thorns all over and make like a forest. That thing can
Sure.
become like um, animate itself. He can make a giant like
Oh,
Kanabo
Snake.
club. Yeah, the snake can be
Yeah,
like sentient, I guess is what I'm saying. So I
sure.
think Luffy and them will be showing up in a chapter or two to fight him, and then that's when he can start losing, and that's when we'll get more of a pure view of how Killing Cam's moves work or abilities work.
And it is interesting because I wonder what the relationship for Summers truly is between him and his sword. Because his sword seems to just be doing this. Is it him who has the thorn fruit, or is it the sword?
Yeah. Well,
And
my argument is always that it says he's a Briar man, and only
yeah.
does that when like Luffy says like I'm a rubber man, and
Ah, okay.
so
Fair.
that's
Well,
always gonna be my
yeah,
argument.
yeah, we'll see that. Okay.
But yeah,
I wonder how strong his sword is then, because he doesn't even use that at all to beat Saul's ass.
I was gonna ask
So
that too. Do they have grades like graded swords? And my question was gonna be about Scopper. Are those graded weapons? You know what I mean? Because the bladed grades can be anything. Even like Whitebeard has a graded weapon.
agreed.
So
Agreed. Agreed.
axes
That
as
is
a
interesting.
pair, I'm wondering. But
And
celestial
could
dragons.
he just create like, hey, over time, like it goes back to kind of like the Thor idea, because Mjolnir, I think in the actual like story, it's not like some unbreakable hammer. It's just the first hammer that somebody created that didn't break because of how strong Thor was. So it could be very something similar to that.
Yeah.
Now it just drips in his conqueror's hockey.
Yeah,
But
actually, because
but
like I wonder if Mihawk had a graded blade before he had that blade, Yoru, or if he
yeah,
had the
probably.
weapon, he like dumped a bunch of hockey in it, and they're like, all right, this is definitely on the list. This other guy makes a lot of good swords, like off rip. Like if you ain't got no ability, you can use his swords. You could
Yeah.
also, you could make your own. But I don't know. You guys let us know your guys' thoughts below. No chapter this week. We should have one next week. So we got a couple more
Oh,
theory videos. Got a new playlist called "Who Are the Admirals," where we talk about that.
yep.
I think we got a couple more playlists, but
Episode dropping this weekend.
oh, we got an episode.
Episode review.
So check
Episode
that.
review.
That should be out on time. So until then, we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.